Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of SBTDT. Today we're going to be talking about braking and stability. Two words that they really don't get along together. Braking, stability, they don't like each other. They actually go against each other. And last time we spoke about this thing, and I got some messages by people asking me, well, you said you're not supposed to use the brakes on a turn. What do I do if I'm going into a turn and I'm too fast? Well, the reality is that if you enter a turn and you realize that you're going too fast, using the brake is only going to make things worse. You cannot correct it with the brakes, unfortunately. You need to go against your instinct. The brake lever or the brake pedal, if you're on a car, is not a friend. Is the worst thing. It's a traitor, because when we use the brake, regardless of the vehicle that you're riding, if it's a motorcycle or a car, it makes it unstable. It destabilizes the vehicle. Using the brakes takes off stability from the vehicle. So if we enter into a corner, we're down into a corner, or we're with a car and making a corner and we say, oh wow, I'm going too fast, what do? Do you want more stability or less stability? I mean, seriously, if we are on a corner and we're going too fast with our car, with our motorcycle, you want to have more stability or less stability? Of course you want more stability. And to have more stability, you need to give throttle. You need to push the pedal or twist the throttle. A little bit, I'm not talking a lot. I mean, you need like 5–10% of throttle. I mean, a little bit of traction is gonna make your vehicle stable. The only way to do it is to go through the corner. If you're going too fast, is with throttle. Win your instinct. I mean, the instinct wants you to push the brake in any way. The brake is only going to make things worse. The reality is that if you cannot make a corner with the throttle, turned or pressed, whatever, definitely you're not going to make it with the brake. That's the sad truth, but we need to go against this instinct. Unfortunately, our body, our brain, it does not perceive going at speeds above 20–25 miles an hour as safe. I mean, it's scientifically proven. Our body, once it sees stuff running over 20 miles an hour, starts already perceiving a danger. And really, I don't know if any of you has ever tried one of those gravity carts where you sit on the floor and you start going down, but at 20 miles an hour it's already, whoa, it gets scary. Well, that's the point. I mean, we would like to brake because it makes us feel safer, but in reality the brake is the worst thing that we can do. Why? Well, the problem is that, like in a car, even a motorcycle, we have this problem. You brake. When you press the brake pedal on a car, you have 20–30% of the weight of the vehicle is transferred to the front wheels, which means that it takes it away from the rear wheels. Well, on a motorcycle it's worse, because on a motorcycle, when we brake, we transfer 85% of the weight to the rear wheel. The rear wheel, basically, it's like if it's coming off the ground. And really, if you look at racing, a lot of times you see the rear wheel that bounces up and down off the ground. So really, when we brake, we have about 85% of the weight all to the front and nothing on the rear. Definitely, you don't want to turn the bike with only 15% grip in the back. You want to have a balanced grip between the two. So braking needs to be done only one way. There is only one way to do braking. Regardless if you're on a car or on a motorcycle, you always have to do it while you're going straight. You need to brake while you're going on a straight line. So while you're on the straight line, you brake, the front of the bike will go down. It's going to be compressed, 85% of the weight is in the front. Then before you start turning, you release the brake and turn. During the braking process, there are a couple of things to do. I mean, definitely you're not going to brake while you're down below the windshield. I mean, when you brake, you bring your body up, but you have to do it before. Why? Well, First of all, you don't want to have 85% of the weight to the front of the bike and then you start moving your body around. I mean, what? You are up on one wheel and you start moving your body around, your bike is gonna swivel around like crazy. You don't want that to happen. So there is a certain order of things that needs to be followed. And with the time, when you get better, I mean, these things, they kind of compress together and you become better and it almost happens all at once. But in reality, there is an order that needs to be respected. And this order is the following. We're riding on the straightaway, then we are approaching a corner, so we bring up our body needs to go up. We try to give as much weight as we can to the rear wheel. So body up. If you're on the track, you can already prepare your knee out. Well, the important thing is body up, then braking. Now we brake, we're on the straightaway. The weight of the bike goes down, the forks, they get compressed. If you set your bike right during braking, you reach about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch maximum from bottoming out. That's the proper setup. So the forks are almost fully compressed. The weight is all to the front. Now we have also to downshift. We have to do it while you are going on the straight, the downshifting. And personally, that's the only moment where I use my rear brake as well. And I use it just to counterbalance the engine braking, because when I'm entering a corner, before I enter the corner, I release the throttle. That causes the engine brake, the rear wheel, to give me some sort of braking force. And I kind of like the feel that I have by having braking force in the front and a little bit in the rear. But you know what? When I downshift, I have to press the clutch. When I press the clutch, the rear braking force is gone. For about a second, I don't have braking force in the rear until I re-release the clutch in the downshifted gear. So the way that I normally do it, I counterbalance my loss of engine brake by pressing the brake pedal, the rear brake. So basically, I'm getting ready to enter a corner, I'm pressing the brake, and then I press the clutch and I tap the rear brake. So it's like toof, toof, toof. I do my downshifts, then release the brake, corner. This is the way to do it, and again, it needs to be done on a straight line. Now, going on the racetrack, and you realize that you are entering a corner too fast. I mean, this will take experience, but let's say that you are arriving on a corner and you are undecided whether the bike is going to do it or not. Most of the times, I promise you, the bike is going to do it. You just have to do it the proper way. Drop your body down, keep a little bit of throttle, and the bike will surprise you. She's going to make it. But in my case, I know the limits of my bike, and you know what, I'm human, so eventually I F up too sometimes. So I'm arriving into a corner and say, damn, I started braking too late, this time I'm not gonna make it. What do? Well, I have to keep braking. I have to keep going straight, keep braking, the truck will start turning under me, and then eventually I'm still going straight, release the brake while I get on the grass, then I get on the sand will stop me, hopefully. Most of the times the sand stops me. It really brakes really good, the sand, but sometimes it's not enough. The point is that definitely I cannot still be on the brakes and turn. If I decide to turn, I need to release the brake, get on the throttle. A little bit, again, 5–10% throttle, but I need to do it. Otherwise, you crash. Keep in mind that using the brakes lowers the stability limit of your motorcycle or of your car a lot. Okay, you use the brakes, your vehicle becomes unstable. We're on a corner, we're on our nice motorcycle here, okay? We're doing a corner, and now we start using the brakes, so we transfer the weight to the front wheel. When we transfer it, the rear wheel lifts, comes around on us. It's a done deal. There is no way, this is not a black and white, a gray area, there is only a black and white. These are laws of physics. They don't give you anything. It's not like the state law, you can sneak around it, pretty much everybody does it. This is laws of physics. They don't give you any forgiveness. You have to respect them, and if you try to break them, they still make you respect the wrong way of being respected by crashing. So remember, you're down on a corner, keep weight on the rear by giving some throttle, a little bit. You use the brakes, the lifts, the rear lifts, the bike comes around you, it's a crash. So to put it in a nice visual way, if your limit with the throttle is on the ceiling, okay, where the ceiling it's the limit and you are on the throttle, when you brake, the limit is down on the floor. If you manage to use the brakes while you're on a corner, it means that you were so slow that you were already below the floor. That tells you how much you had to go more before you started doing that. So let's keep this in mind. Do not use the brakes on a corner, period. No matter if you are on a motorcycle, on a car, whatever it is, while you're on a corner, throttle. A little bit, but you need to give throttle. That's the main thing. Yeah, I know the cars, they have stability control and junk. I hate the stuff personally. Actually, if you know this trick of holding the throttle, stability controls, they tend not to understand what you're doing, and they may do the wrong action for you. So let's play with the right rules. Throttle during the corners. If you're doing a corner too fast, it's a matter of your choice. Can you still do it? Hold the throttle. You're on the throttle during the corner, that's fine. If you feel like you're going wide on the corner, there is a little solution. Drop your head. Very simple, drop your head. You can try on the straightaway, while you're on the highway or on the straightaway on the track. You're riding, you drop your head, the bike will move around with you. Okay? Try it. I mean, the head is so heavy. This thing is heavy, 8 to 10 pounds worth of weight, and it's all weight that is up. So a move of the head changes the bike geometry. On top of that, you put the helmet, you have 12 pounds in here, they can really make the difference. And it doesn't work only on the straightaway, it works on the turns. Sometimes I'm down on a turn, and I say, damn, I was supposed to be here, and instead I'm here. Drop the head, the bike closes the turn. This is our only insurance. Keep in mind, the head is heavy, use it. Use your head, literally. It's the only insurance we have if we are going wide. When I'm on the track, like I said, if I realize that I'm really way too fast and I cannot make it, the only way to do it is keep the bike straight or pull the bike back up and start braking and go straight off the corner. On the track, I'm forgiven, I go on the grass and on the sand. If you're on the street and you do the same, the only thing I can tell you is don't do the mistake. Try to stay away from being that close to the limit, because if you have to shoot straight on a corner on the street, you're going to end up in a ditch, which is going to shoot you away. You're going to find an oncoming vehicle that is going to hit you head on. You're going to hit a guardrail that is going to chop off your legs. I mean, you don't want that to happen, so stay away from the limit. The reality is that 90% of the times people does not realize, is not aware of the real limit of their vehicle. And they are so used to do corners while pressing the brake that they feel like the limit is the floor. Whereas in reality, the limit is the ceiling. And the only trick to obtain it is just give a little bit of throttle, and your vehicle, your bike, your car, your tricycle, whatever it is going to be more stable. So keep this in mind. Braking needs to be done on the straight. Remember the order. First, bring your body up. Give as much weight to the rear of your bike. Start braking, downshift, release the brake, turn. You're going wide on the turn, drop your head, close the turn. And that's it. The important thing, never, ever, ever press the brakes on a corner. Remember, always throttle while turning.